Where are you from?
I am from a little place called Annandale, Virginia.
Virginia.
Hey, and I do have a song called Annandale, Virginia.
Come on.
I learned recently I'm not the only one with a song called Annandale, Virginia, which is very interesting because there's not a lot of musicians from there. For reference, it's about 10-15 minutes from the Orange Line. Dunloring Metro, shout out Dunloring. Yeah, I mean, I grew up in a really, really diverse area. One of maybe 2 white kids in my neighborhood, just constantly around hip hop and rap music. It was just kind of inescapable. Yeah, and I love where I'm from.
Annandale, Virginia.
Yeah.
Okay, so you was like one or two white boys. Describe your upbringing then. What's that looking like?
Yeah, I mean, it was middle class suburban, but it was also adjacent to the hood. Annandale's a weird place because it has this weird mix of suburban and hood right on top of each other. So, you get exposed to all of it. I mean, I could basically go to the end of my cul-de-sac. That's like a little circle for those of y'all that don't know suburb terms. Go through the forest because we had the whole fucking woods, and at the end of the woods I'd basically be in the bricks, and it's a really trippy experience if you're not from there. It made for a very unique upbringing.
Yeah, you knew what streets to not go on. I know that.
Back then, I was kind of a hardhead, and I wanted to be tough type shit.
Oh, so you was in the streets.
I embraced that shit a little bit, but not, basically, hood until it's time to be hood type of shit.
Okay, no, I definitely cannot get mad at that because I'm not going to jail for no motherfucking neither. Hell no, boy. Hell nah. In that environment that you came up in, what made you want to start making music?
So, in the early 2000s, BET Freestyle Friday was the thing. So much so that it was must-see TV, and everyone would talk about it at school. And it just kind of got to the point where everybody just wanted to emulate what they were seeing on TV. So we would do little freestyle battles in the cafeteria and at recess. It started as just a way of fitting in. Eventually, I think anybody that makes music, I don't know if there's any one specific moment. It's just you have the courage to either do it or you don't. By around my sophomore, junior year of college, I was like, you know what, I could fucking do this too.
What's your goals from this music shit?
It's so funny. I was literally asking myself that exact question on the way to come do this interview today.
That's crazy.
And when I started recording what I think is going to be either an EP, an LP, or an album, I haven't decided yet. When I started recording with Hills, I think I had this grand idea in my head that, my music was going to take off to the point where I could make enough money to quit my day job and just do music. And I thought that was a realistic goal. Now that I'm fully entrenched in the scene and I'm seeing what it takes to do that, there are days where I question how realistic that is, if I'm being totally honest. I'd say just in the short term, my goals in music are just to enjoy it and to be proud of what I made at a bare minimum. And anything else that happens after that is extra.
That man sound like he's grateful. That's why you got to fuck with Red Eye, man. He grateful. That's why he gonna be up on y'all. Y'all gonna see this interview in 5 years and be like, damn, I done seen Red Eye on the motherfucking scatter or seen Red Eye all over my Instagram. But yeah, he's still grateful. He done already went full time off this music shit by the time he looking at this. But guess what? He's still grateful. So how is the music scene in the DMV embracing you?
It's interesting because I think people look at me and they don't see an artist. So when I get on stage, there's a bit of an element of surprise that I thought was kind of cute at first. The whole, oh my God, you're an artist, gets old really quickly. I don't want to be seen as the Susan Boyle of rap. If you don't know who Susan Boyle is, Google it. She's someone who auditioned, I forget if it was American Idol or The Voice or X Factor, one of those singing shows, but she had the voice of an angel. And, she got as far as she did, basically, being better than people expected. And I think I'm in a space right now where I'm better than people expect me to be. That's okay. I think there's something to be said for that. Certainly a marketing opportunity for that. But I want to be dope because I'm dope, not because you didn't expect me to be dope.
Okay, I ain't gonna lie. Red Eye's putting game on y'all. Y'all better take that boy serious because he already spitting harder than y'all. He didn't say it. I said it. I said it. Me, right here behind the camera. I'm not gonna disclose my name. So, all that bullshit that you be going through, so what keeps you motivated?
I have an incredible daughter. I wouldn't say that she directly keeps me motivated to do music, but I know that music is something that fills up my cup. And in order to show up the best I can for her, I need to have my cup filled. I'm gonna be honest, for the first 6 years of her life, I was not filling up my cup like that. And as a result, I was not showing up the way I was supposed to. But I feel like for the first time since she's been born, I'm really understanding that if I'm going to be a good father, I have to love myself too. I do that through hip hop.
Yes, sir. And happy Father's Day too.
Thank you.
I forgot to tell you, bro.
Shout out all the fathers in the DMV and worldwide.
Can you describe like the balance between being an artist and being a father?
I'm still figuring it out. Yeah, I mean that was one of the reasons I wasn't making music for so long. I struggle with executive functioning. I struggle taking care of myself the way that I'm supposed to. You know, if anybody has the answer to, you know, how to do it, I would love to know. My DMs are open. The only thing that I can really say to that is just try, and just know that you're not always going to get it right, and that's okay. And you just got to show up and try, and also understand. I think that people, especially people that you've never met before, are probably more likely to give you grace than you realize. So like I'm going through a period right now. I haven't posted any like new bars or anything like that in like 2 weeks, but people still fuck with me because I'm me. And you know, sometimes I just have to like remind myself that like going through peaks and valleys of motivation doesn't make me less of an artist.
That's resilient Red Eye right there.
Yeah.
Y'all better stop playing, man.
Yeah.
That boy got that resilience. Y'all hear what he talking about, man?
Yeah.
You said you've been rapping for a minute. Being a veteran rapper, did you have a previous past rap life?
I literally went from a period of like 2012 to 2025 not touching a mic at all. So like, can I really say that I was rapping in those years when like, I don't know. One thing I do know is that I never stopped writing. And that's where like all the bars come from, is like, it's literally just me just like pulling out a decade's worth of material. Like if y'all had 10 years to write a fucking song, y'all could do it too.
You wrote Zinfandel in like a day though, but okay.
That's...
Yeah, he still got hits in him, just to let y'all know. He don't need no 10 years to write a song.
No, I don't. Zinfandel I actually wrote for a contest.
Come on.
That I ended up not winning on some bullshit. It's cool because now it's a single.
Mm-hmm.
So,
boom.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, on YouTube, I was popping in 09.
You was Red Eye Wright back then?
No, I was not Red Eye Wright back then.
Oh, so what was your previous past life?
I went by Tykwon Flow.
Come on, man. He gonna Taekwondo kick your ass.
Because, fun fact, I'm a black belt in karate. I don't know if y'all fucking knew that.
He gonna beat your ass.
I'm really not. I got my black belt when I was 10. It was very different back then. All karate was back then was like, how often did you show up to the dojo? And like from ages like 7 to 10, I was in the dojo literally 6 days a week.
Oh yeah.
And they were like, we can't deny him. like you're putting in like 12 years of work in 3 years, which is honestly kind of how I feel about music right now. I feel like I'm putting in like a shit ton of work, kind of just like make up for lost time. I mean, that's another thing that I hear a lot is like, oh my God, you're everywhere. Mm-hmm. And it's literally me playing 15 years of catch up.
Give me 3 pieces of advice you would give to your younger self when you first decided to embrace this music journey.
Oh man, only 3? Don't compare yourself to other people. What other people do is their business. And if you get too mired in comparison, it's going to slow down your creative process. It's going to make you question yourself. It's going to make you lose motivation. It's going to make you doubt yourself. Even if you feel like you're better than the people that you're comparing yourself to. Comparison is poison.
Number 2.
Second is don't lose your why. Because once you start doing it for the praise, once you start doing it because you feel like you're obligated to give the people a certain version of yourself, that's when it stops being fun. And that was one of the reasons I quit back in 2011. I tell people it was because I wanted to focus on my health and get my life together. Really, it just stopped being fun. And it stopped being fun because I was living in the comments. Yeah, and once you start living in the comments and stop living in the stew, that's when your music starts to not feel the way it used to. The third piece of advice I would give myself: there is not a day that has gone by in the past 4 months where I don't just completely tear into myself for the decision to delete my YouTube page in 2011. Because if I hadn't, there would have been some like actual momentum to build off of. And I think one of the hardest things you can do as a musician is get started in 2026. The algorithms are harder than ever to crack. You have to work twice as hard to be noticed by people who were steadily putting in the work that you weren't over how many years. Whatever you do, don't say it's all over, because you don't know when you might want to come back to it.